Easton Luxheart of Luxheart Manor here for your entertainment. Today we're doing some Yandere ASMR with Edmund, Emmy's Yandere gambler that I voice. So let's get into it. And right, actually, thanks for checking in. Thank you for the resubs. I really won't be checking chat much or interacting too much. That's Emery's thing, not really mine. So I'm gonna try my best to get through, and maybe have a break in between. Alright, let me pull up the first script. Okay, so classes have ended. People are beginning to arrange desks and chairs to commence gambling. There's a whistle. Oh, house pet, we need more poker chips over here. Do you mind? The listener walks over to a closet, opening it and bringing a stack of poker chips out, walking it to and placing it on the table. Thank you, pet. The listener begins to walk away. Hold it. Did I tell you that you could leave? On your knees. The listener drops. What a cute face. Too cute to be a lowly little house pet for the school. Speak. What's your name? I've heard of you. You've been the talk of the school. Usually new students just lay low and watch the gambling commence. But you threw yourself into with your morals high. You thought you could save those that were in debt. You managed to save a few. You knew who to gamble, but you placed your bets higher than you should have. You should have quit while you were ahead. Who am I? No wonder you fucked yourself over. You didn't even take the time to learn the who's of the school, now did you? Edmund, but everyone calls me Greed. Why? Good question. Good question, pet. Because even if I have it all, I still want more. I don't even play for money anymore, you know. I have too much money to know what to do with. So, I play for more. I play for essays people worked hours on. I play for the diaries. I play for sentimental objects and pictures that are one of a kind. I play for disgusting and humiliating tasks to be done. I play for breakups and hookups. I play for it all. I especially play for secrets. Those are my favorite. Oh, no one would lie to me, pet. Because it's riskier to lie to me than to tell me your secret. People who lie are people who cheat, and I don't like cheaters. Cheaters find themselves watching their families and friends have guns to their heads until they tell me every last secret. that they hold in front of everyone. It's quite a sight. What about you, pet? What do you play? Why do you play? Is it really because you have a golden heart? You play to win money to give to others instead of keeping it to yourself? I wonder how much of that is genuine, and how much of that is to build up this angelic image so no one dares to cross such a good person without feeling like the devil themselves. And not to mention, with the people you've saved, they must be willing to do just about anything for you. To have that in your hands while they still think you're a good person. Diabolical, if you ask me. Are you sure it's not true? Because here you are, playing the good little house pet, a martyr, accepting their fate. No one plays good as a house pet. Most of it has to be forced, which is what makes it fun. But here you are, kneeling because I asked you to. Are you hoping people will take pity on you and bring you out of the hole you jumped into yourself? Well, your plan worked. Here I am, taking pity on you, because you just have the prettiest face that I want to do so much to for my own entertainment. Gamble with me, and I'll pay your way out of the hole, along with all the other house pets. Add to your good deeds and be praised. What do I want? Like I said, I want to do things to that pretty face of yours. So I want you. I want you to be my own personal little house pet from this point on. I want your life to be mine to do what I wish. You caught me. You're right. This is more than just because I think you have a face that I'd love to see ruined. It's because I already knew who you were and have been watching you since you entered the school. I don't believe that you're good as you make yourself out to be. I don't believe you're as good as you think you are. I think that you have something that's just as dark and twisted as me inside you that just needs to be brought out by the right person. There is no other person better to do that than me. I once thought I was good. I was the model. But then once I began gambling, I realized that that wasn't the truth. It was what pulled my trigger, and I want to pull yours. So, gamble with me, pet. You aren't going to say no to me, though, are you? Alright, fine. If you say no, I'll make your life a living hell that you're going to do anything to get out of it without possibility of it even benefiting you. You forget what I play for. I've gambled with a lot of people, pet. Not just students. I've gambled with teachers, police officers, bankers, government officials, even without what I have on these people. Government officials, even. Without what I have on these people, I also have money. I can have you fail your classes. I can have your friends fail your classes, maybe even suspended or expelled. I can have your family thrown in jail. I can have your accounts drained. I can have you not be accepted in any other schools or accepted for work. I can do the same to your loved ones. It's just a few phone calls on my end. You won't be able to be rid of me. I'd still follow you. Maybe I'll bug your phone and your laptop. Maybe I'll have cameras placed in your bedrooms. Oh, can't I? You don't know who I am, pet, and that is hilarious to me. You should have your tail between your legs right now. So, say yes. Gamble with me. Good. Whistle. Hey you. Go get my gun. Someone runs off. Yes, gun. We're playing Russian roulette. Why, yes, it is lethal. If you put the gun to your head or chest, but we're going to be aiming at much less lethal parts. The school does allow guns for gambling. The person comes back with the gun. Edmund grabs it and spins the cylinder. Perfect. Single round is still sitting pretty like you. I have played this before. People usually end up forfeiting, and I win by default. It's not fun, but I get what I want. Come here. Sit on my lap, facing me. Let's get up close and personal. My game, my rules. The listener gets up and settles into him. Now, isn't this cozy? Hands up on either side of your head, pet. That's how we're going to be set, all right? We're going to be placing the barrel right at the palm of each other's hand. You can choose to spin, or you can just choose to shoot. You ready? You go first. The listener grabs the gun, shaking, metal rattling as they place the barrel to his hand. They pull the trigger, empty. You're scared. It's adorable. I like how you're shaking. My turn. He grabs the gun and spins the cylinder. He pulls the trigger with no hesitation. Empty. Holding your breath? I wonder how long you could hold it if I had my hand wrapped around your throat. Listener grabs the gun, spins the cylinder, setups, and pulls the trigger. Empty. Keep pretending like my words haven't been getting to you. It will be fun to break that pride into pieces. He grabs the gun and pulls the trigger. Empty. How hard is your heart beating? Does it feel like it's going to come out of your chest? Does it feel like it's going to fall right into my lap between us? You can't tell me that this isn't exciting. Isn't it fun? They grab the gun and pull the trigger. Empty. You can't tell me you don't feel something. Anything. He grabs it, pulls. Empty. It's thrilling. A breath of fresh air. A shock of life. It's everything. Lives on the line over a little game. They grab it, pull, empty. You weren't paying attention. That was the last empty round, pet. You can close your eyes if you want. Gun is set up. Pull. A bang. Oh, that flinch, that scream. Could I make you do it again? A sound of a very small flag waving. Cloth like those typical prop bang guns. Is this what you were scared of, pet? Just a little prop gun and a tiny bang flag poking your palm. It sounded real, didn't it? Still in shock? Yes, the gun is fake. You were never in any danger. No one was. You just revealed my secret. A pity. I loved watching people cower with a gun pointed to them. I didn't cheat. I never said the gun was real, now did I? And you never asked. You just assumed. I said the game Russian roulette was lethal. I never specifically said my game of Russian roulette was. I won fair and square, pet. Which means your life is now mine. Go kneel by my feet while I continue this game of poker you interrupted, won't you? Might as well start getting used to your place. Okay, I'm going to pause one moment while I bring the other script up. Okay, hello, I am back, and thank you for the hydrate and get up and stretch. I did those as I was muted. doing Edmund Part 2. School ambience. Edmund and another student are walking down the hall. Student council has been on my ass about joining, but I just don't have the time. Between classes, gambling, and not caring, I couldn't possibly fit them in my schedule. You're right, Gigi. I also have my hands full with my personal little house pet. You should win yourself one. I've been having a time with mine. The uses I get out of them have been delightful. A constant source of entertainment and stress relief. I did look out with mine. Their brains add to the fun of training them. A shame I wasn't the one who had the pleasure of gambling them into debt in the first place. But as long as they're no longer under the student council and at the mercy of everyone, I can't complain. Oh, they're sitting pretty in the corner of my usual gambling room. I had a few things to deal with that were going to get messy. No need to dirty my pet with the blood of the school's newest house pets. I am in a good mood. Isn't exercise supposed to do that? Endorphins or some shit. I spend my time pitching baseballs at live targets. Broke a few ribs, knocked out a few teeth. The baseball team isn't going to be happy with their bloodied equipment. But it's not like I can't just buy them a new set on the house, like the generous person I am. I'm headed to my usual gambling room now. I have a few friendly gambles I want to start that will add nicely to my hoard of treasures. They arrive at the door and open it. I'd like to think. Edmund stops as poker chips and cards are being distributed. What the fuck is going on here? Gigi, I suggest you leave. I'll let you know if there are any deaths you can put in the school paper. Gigi follows. Edmund walks in and shuts the door behind him. Would you care to explain just what the fuck you're doing? I wasn't talking to you, you idiotic oaf. I was talking to my pet. Yes, mine. Are you that low in the school's hierarchy that you don't even know who you're gambling with right now? You're gambling with what's mine. And when you gamble with what's mine, you're gambling with me. And you don't want to gamble with me unless you have millions to blow or a lack of any sentimental items or loved ones in your life. Does it look like I give a shit about the school's rules? I don't give a single fuck if you started already. I either take my pet's place or this gamble ends now. You're really testing me, oaf. Do you really think that it's a good idea to try and act like you have the upper hand because you have the student council on your side due to their inane obsession for rules? I can buy out the entire student council and still have money left over. Do you understand? end the gamble. You're threatening me. You're really threatening me. You know what? Fine. We'll play by the student council's rules. Rules then, but under a few conditions of mine. First, I get to talk to my pet before the gamble commences. Second, should my pet lose, I will pay for the money lost. Third, should you lose, you're to gamble with me. If you decline, I promise I will buy out the entire student council and make your life here a living hell. By the time I'm done with you, if you aren't 6 feet underground, you'll be lower than a house pet. Understood? Good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to talk to my pet. Leave until I call for you. The party gets up and leaves, opening the door and shutting it behind them. Pet, would you like to tell me what I told you when I left? That's right. I told you to sit pretty and wait until I got back. And what did you do? You got yourself into a gamble. If I had come back in about another hour or so, would I have come back to you with a debt that I had paid? That I had to pay, or even worse? Would I have come back to you touched or used in any way by some miserable lowlife who isn't even worth the dirt under my shoes? You're mine. I control every facet of your life, and that includes gambling. Did you think this was going to be some quick and simple game to pass the time? Did you think people gamble here for fun? You should know better than anyone that people gamble for power over others, unless they're attempting to come off like an angel and gamble to give others power when they're stripped of it. I have yet to see anyone do the latter besides you. I'm going to guess that Oaf was searching for a gamble and took one look at you and decided that he wanted something over you, if not you in general, with how he couldn't take his eyes off of you. I had half a mind to not rip them from their sockets. Why? Because, pet, you have a face that screams, I'm so vulnerable and so good. Take me. I'm yours to keep and corrupt. Unfortunately for everyone, and fortunately for me, I've already done that. What's going to happen now is that you're going to win because I want my chance to teach your newfound friend a lesson. With a mistake that size, his tell is most likely going to be his tongue. It's the most subtle and won't catch the eye easily. Watch how his mouth moves. You're going to be able to tell when he's bluffing. I'll know if he's cheating, and I'll be sure to sick the student council's dog on him if he does. But with how he was preaching about the rules, I doubt it's going to be the case. He thinks that he's going to win because you don't look like the type who will. So use that to your advantage and look as stupid and as helpless as possible. You understand? Good. And after, I'll teach him a lesson about fucking with what's mine. Don't think you're off the hook, pet. I was in a really good mood until your little stunt ruined it. I should keep you bound and gagged when I'm not with you. But we'll deal with that later. You have a gamble to win. There's a time skip. Poker chips are spilled on the table. And with that, my pet wins. Surprise, surprise. No time to recover from your hilariously pathetic loss. I want to get our gamble over with. Pet, you're to sit in the corner. You talk to anyone, or even make eye contact with anyone. I will put you over my knee in front of our not-so-lovely audience. You understand? Your focus is on the ground or on me. Behave. The listener moves to the corner. Now, oaf. How about a nice game of duck, duck, goose? There's a whistle, someone comes running. The game's duck, duck, goose. Go get me what I need. There's a time skip. A fire's going. What we have here is a set of 8 clear containers, all set up on a turntable. 6 of them have water, and 2 of them have a flammable liquid that is odorless and colorless, that it is impossible to tell it apart from the water. We're going to start taking turns going around the circle of the ducks and pick a goose to dip our hand in. Once chosen and dipped, we'll take our hand out and have it put over the opened flame that's sitting in the center of the circle. The goose will catch on fire. The duck will have no effect. After we see the results, the containers will be spun, so it will be randomized again. The game ends when the goose catches on fire, which will promptly have you running around in circles, just like the children's game. If you win, I'll pay the student council to exempt you from the gambling rules and give you house pet immunity. And if I win, I get to pour one of the containers of liquid over you and see if I'm lucky enough to catch another goose. You're right. It does seem like you have a better chance of not suffering any consequences at all, doesn't it? So, does that mean you're game? Good. Let's begin. The containers are spun, liquid splashing. Please, take the first turn. I insist. The oaf walks around the table and dips their hand in a container of liquid and then puts it over the flame. A duck. Good on you. My turn. A time skip. Lucky round 7. You don't look so good. Is the gamble going on too long that it's starting to get to you, oaf? Do you wish it were over already? I heard that catching on fire is one of the worst pains someone could feel, especially with this flammable liquid of mine. It doesn't burn away that quickly. The flames will be melting your skin, or at least for a few minutes, and the liquid will eat at the broken skin if you don't cover it in salt to counteract its effects. Oh no, water won't help it. What fun would that be if you were able to dip your hand back in one of the containers? I'm not feeling so confident anymore, are you? I did warn you that you didn't want to gamble with me, but you were so greedy for the prize. Tisk tisk. People really should learn how to handle greed the right way. The containers are spun. The oaf takes their turn and pauses. You're shaking. How pathetic. Hurry up so I can take my turn already. The oaf does so and catches on fire. Did I mean to take my turn? I meant watch your hand turn to bone. They're running around now, screaming. Before you go running off to find some salt, don't forget your prize. I never did say I had to spin the containers again, now did I? Why would I, when you found the goose for me? He takes the container and throws the liquid over at the oaf. Hey, if you make it out of this alive, at least you'll have practice for hell. Edmund lights a match and throws it, causing a bigger fire. And the oaf runs out of the room. Well, that takes care of that. Pet, come to me. The listener gets up and walks to Edmund. Oh, look at you. You're trembling. Now, I find your fear endearing. How did I win? Well, unlike him, I was paying attention to the containers when they were spun. By having him go first, I knew which one was water and focused on it, and any of the others that he tested for me. It was only a matter of time before the oaf chose wrong. He went through all 6 water containers, so I knew when his time was up. It was easy as that. I hope that you learned something from that gamble, pet. You're mine and mine alone, and anyone who breaks that, anyone who thinks that they can change that, better be ready to gamble. Now that the lesson was taught, time for your lesson, pet. Okay. That is the end of the second one. I will mute as I switch over to the third. Okay, I am back. Going to start the part 3. And thank you for the straighten up. The school is bustling. Club-like music can be heard outside the main hall. I see that the student council wasted no time in commencing celebrations. What do you think we're celebrating, Pet? We're celebrating the end of finals. If there's one thing the student council is good for, it's throwing parties. I'm sure that's where most of their budget goes, because where there are parties in this school, there are intoxicated gamblers who are bound to be more generous with their bets. The student council wins their money back and more during events like this. You look fascinated. Do you not have experience with these types of parties, Pet? Well, do you have experience with any type of party at all? As I thought, you don't seem like the type to partake in a daze of sex, alcohol, and drugs, but I sure would like to see you try to. I mean, I'm letting you off your leash today, Pet. I'm sure finals were just as difficult for you as it was for the rest of school. Especially considering you couldn't sit properly in your seat for reasons only you and I know. I think you deserve to join the after-final festivities with the rest of our peers. Me? I've been to more parties than you will ever go to in your lifetime, and after, Pet. I'm content just watching. Yes, I'm giving you freedom to run around and play with me, Pet. Don't let it go to waste, unless you rather celebrate with me, taking out what's left of my stress from finals on you. You know better than to question me, Pet. Let's see what the student council did with the main dining hall, shall we? They walk, double doors opening, and the music and bustling of celebrations getting louder. Casino ambience, more than school party ambience. They truly outdid themselves this year, though I'm almost certain it's because of the change in presidency. They fashioned an entire casino for the school to play with. How fun. You're going to have a number of toys to choose from. I suggest starting with the slot machines and working your way around to the other games. Very good, Pet. You're right. You don't own a single thing to gamble besides the clothes on your back. And why is that? Yes, because you're owned by me and need nothing else besides me. Aren't you smart? Everyone in the school knows by now that you belong to me. At least they should. Which means that you don't have to worry about money. They know I have it, so you're free to bet as much as you'd like. You're free to lose as much as you'd like. Though, I'd find it more entertaining if you won. Yes, entertaining. Did you think I was letting you run off for anything but selfish reasons? You're going to be putting on a very different show for me, pet. I told you I would really like to see you interact with a scene that you so clearly don't belong in. I want to see you struggle. I want to see you panic. I want to see you do what it takes to make your night of freedom worth it. Well, you're more than welcome to come running with your tail between your legs back to me. I know the type of pet you are. You're stubborn and want to keep any shred of pride you have left in any regard, which will make for a great show. Go on now. I'll be watching. Do try to be mindful of your interactions with others. You don't want to be the cost of more tortures and death, now do you? The listener runs off. Time skip. Gigi approaches him. Ah, Madam President. I was just going to go looking for you. Gigi says, "Oh, please, spare me from the title, Edmund. To you and only you, I'm just Gigi. I'm happy to see that you decided to drop by. You were never one for school spirit. I have you to thank for that. No other president really inspired me to get involved in school events. The title suits you, Gigi. You should be accepting of it, especially since it was a gift." And Gigi says, "I'm grateful for your gift. I really am. But as the student council president, I ask that you call me Gigi." Does Genevieve work? Gigi says, "Watch it, Greed." Your wish is my command, Envy. Teasing aside, you put the past president's parties to shame. While hers comes off as gaudy, yours came off as classy. How did you manage to turn the dining hall into a casino in such a short period of time? Gigi says, "It does help when you have a sponsor that has a deep pocket." And who could that handsome, charming, incredibly wealthy sponsor be? Gigi says, "Don't forget incredibly modest. You know, this is a party. You should be enjoying yourself. I have house pets serving lucky draws, high rollers, roulettes. How about 4 aces cocktails?" Gigi says, "And go for broke martinis." You know me so well. I'll be sure to grab a glass when they come around. I'm currently indulging in my entertainment. I let my pet off their leash tonight. They're overwhelmed. They're wandering around like a lost puppy, drawn into themselves, eyes wide, jumping at any sound louder than the current ambience. It's adorable how hard they're trying to not run straight back to their owner. Straight back to me. How was I gifted the perfect pet? I get to witness so many of their firsts. This is their first party. Gigi says, "What a first. Did you want me to send a drink their way to loosen them up? A Golden Mary, perhaps?" No. It looks like they're picking themselves up a go-for-broke martini instead. I was wondering when they'd try a swig of liquid courage. Gigi says, how well can they hold their alcohol? I'm not sure, but it will be fun to find out. And Gigi says, well, enjoy the show. I better go check on the slots and dealers. Make sure to grab yourself a drink too, Gigi. She walks off. Time skip. So? So, all it takes is a bit of alcohol for them to be this way. How cute. I don't think I've ever seen them so shameless. Unless they were on their knees or bent over a piece of furniture. Their skin is glowing with intoxication. I can almost feel the warmth of it from here. I'm not sure if they are gambling with idiots or if Lady Luck is on their side tonight. They've made more money than they've lost, all under an influence. Clever, clever pet. Even in the state that you're in. A table slammed, poker chips are flying. It looks like they win again. Well done, pet. I'm going to give a nice big treat after this. What's this? Someone congratulating my pet. Does he need to be that close to them? Does he not know who they belong to? By the time I'm through with them, he will know. Wait, that's their drink. What did he put in their drink? Did they notice? Shit, of course they didn't. He runs over. Too late. They already took a drink. Pet, put that down. He knocks the glass over and it shatters on tile. Don't move. To the boy. You. I have dealt with a lot of scum in my life. That scum ends up under my foot as I drag their face across glass-covered concrete. He shoves the boy down. But tile will work for now, especially since the glass is covered in alcohol. There's big movement as a body is dragged through shattered glass. People like you are below me, below everyone. You belong on the ground as a doormat, as a footrest, or even as a cleaning appliance. The skin of your face picked up quite a bit of glass, but there is that huge chunk that I wouldn't want anyone to step on. Glass lighting. Take it in your mouth. I said, take it in your mouth. Glass moving. Good. No bite. I'm not going to repeat myself. If I don't hear crunching glass, I will ask you to swallow it whole instead. And if you can't even do that much, I will force it down with a corkscrew. muffled crunching. Now, lie here and think about what you did. If I ever see you come near my pet or anyone with the intention of drugging their drink, you will be in more pain than you are now. Remember that. He walks away and grabs his pet. Come on, we're going home. Pet, if you haven't realized it by now, you've been drugged. I can tell by how you're acting that you're under more than just the influence of a few go for broke martinis and 4 Aces cocktails. You took enough of that drink to be feeling the effects. We're going home, and you don't want to go home. Are you sure? This is your last chance before. There's just something about you clinging on to me with a hazy look in your eyes that makes it so difficult to say no. Who am I to tell you what to do during your night of freedom? If you aren't done having fun, I'm not going to stop you, pet. I just have one request. You're going to stay by my side the rest of the night, and I'm going to show you how to really have fun. There's a time skip. It's the morning after the shifting of sheets. Good morning, pet. He turns a page of his book. There are painkillers, water, orange juice, and coffee beside you. Pick your antidote. I don't need any. I didn't drink. Only you did. You drank and got yourself drugged. Though, I'm not complaining. You were quite the show. Another shift in the sheets. I have no clue what happened to your clothes, pet. You tell me. You were the one taking them off. I had nothing to do with your current state. I'm not surprised you don't remember. I certainly wouldn't forget. I certainly won't forget. I have pictures if you'd like to see them. Though, I'm not quite sure if you'll enjoy them as much as I do. You posed in such pretty positions for me last night. And that is the end of the third one. I will mute and see if I'm up for doing the fourth. So one moment. Okay, hello, I am back. And yeah, thank you for the hydrate. I did that as I was muted. Okay, so this is just the fourth script of today. So, fireplace crackling, doors open, and he walks in. Oh good, the maid had you dressed right on time. Why, yes, pet. You are very capable of doing many things yourself, including dressing yourself. However, I get to decide whether or not you use those capabilities, which is what makes you and the pet, makes you the pet, and I, the owner. Stand up and give me a slow spin. Let me see what I'm taking to the school festival today. The listener stands up and there's movement as they spin. It looks comfortable enough for you to walk in and extravagant enough to be seen beside me. I approve. Let's get going. The festival has already started, and I'd rather not get the leftover prizes and experiences this year's event has to offer. He starts walking out before he stops. Yes, the festival pet. Do I need to get your ears cleaned, or do you enjoy dumbing yourself down for me? Actually, you wouldn't know about the school festival, now would you? Even if you weren't my pet, your previous background wouldn't have allowed you to know about it, much less attend it. That was quite the nip, pet. I thought I took care of that attitude of yours. It seems like me bringing up your past still triggers something in you. Interesting. That's something I'll have to toy with later. Anyway, to answer your question, what was wrong with your background? Is that it was average at best. Of course, you had enough money and status to be here, but not nearly enough for you to amount to anything. Worthwhile in the eyes of the elite of the elite. Had you not become my pet, you would have graduated, taken over a family business, maybe traveled a few countries, but you surely wouldn't be getting any political favors, domestically or internationally. You wouldn't be changing whatever laws you'd like, manipulating multi-billion-dollar corporations, having royalty at your feet, or even the ability to cause the downfall of a nation with a single call. I saved you from a life of mediocrity. You have more wealth and status than you ever had by just being my pet. There are so many wealthy heirs who would adore being in your position. The festival that we'll be attending is enjoyed by a select group of students at our school. The elite of the elite, as I had mentioned. The rest of the students are either clueless about the event, working it, or desperately giving themselves up to anyone who would let them be a part of it. Why can't everyone attend? Because, pet, not everyone in school is destined to be someone. These are for people who are destined to be someone from birth. Not many can pay for that kind of status. And anyway, even if everyone was allowed to attend, it wouldn't serve them well if they didn't have the money or status. None of this should matter to you anyway. You're a part of the elite of the elite. You aren't just any pet. You're my pet, and you've come to learn how grateful you should be. Unlike other pets, you are taken care of, kept fed, kept groomed, and kept happy. There's more. That's more than other pets can say. You don't have to lift a finger. You just have to give me something to look at and something to play with. We didn't attend the festival last year because this festival doesn't happen once a year. It takes more than a year to creating something new and fresh for the eyes of those who have seen it all. While this festival is for fun, just like every other opportunity at this school, it's a chance to network. It's also a chance for students who are working the festival to show us what they have to offer, in hopes that will bite and give them the chance to be where we are now in a few years. All it takes is for one of us to invest more into what they're doing, whether they're in the industry of entertainment, food, technology, beauty, and so on. Of course there's going to be rides, pet. Rides show off the latest technology and use of materials in unique and creative ways. There'll also be plenty of gambling. Oh, we won't be spending as much as you think. We'll be showered with gifts right when we step in. Some do tip out of pity, but it's usually new money wanting to show off and be flaunted over. Now, let's get going. You'll learn more by seeing the festival rather than being told about it. Time skip. Festival is in full swing. Ah, you aren't looking too well, pet. Is the richness of all of this food still too much for your palate? And here I thought I've elevated it enough. I'll talk to the chef about your meals and get you a bigger pet bowl to fit a wider variety of foods. Here, drink this. He rummages through his pocket and pulls something out. Take the entire vial and head to the bathroom afterwards. This will make you throw everything in your stomach up. To make you feel better, pet. Do you want to continue to feel this way? No, the purpose of this isn't to help with upset stomachs, though people do use it for that. It was made for events like this, with more food than one can handle in one sitting. Instead of waiting hours for your body to naturally digest your food, you take this, throw all the food up, and continue eating. It isn't painful, really. The liquid has a property that neutralizes the stomach acid as it comes back up. I've done it once or twice, but found that I prefer to just take one bite of everything. One bite is all I need to know if I like it or not. Suit yourself, pet. Let me know if you need it. He puts it back in his pocket. From the foods that you did try, are there any that you really enjoy? I quite like this one here. It's made with a rare spice that only grows in the snow, giving it a burning heat that almost feels cold. It's an experience. I might invest in the company, see what else that spice can do. Well, if you do find something you like, speak up. Food companies are popular purchases and investments. It's considered a basic need, if you could believe it. They walk towards the gambling area. We finally made it to the gambling area. How long does the event last? Are you asking this question because of the large scale of the event and how it would be impossible for someone to experience everything in just a few hours? I thought so. This event lasts as long as there's one attendee present. Once we all leave, then it ends. It can continue well into the night, to the next day, and even for days after. It never does. We bore easily, but there was one year that I heard it lasted over 48 hours. Now this area is where we can lose a lot of money. Well, where others can lose a lot of money if they aren't good at gambling. Unlike the school, we aren't playing with one another. We're playing with the house, who is a representative of a company. As long as one of us wins their game, we all get a sample of their product, with the winning player getting something extra. If the house wins, they get double the entry fee that the players put in the pot to join the game. The products range from rare jewels, ancient artifacts, helicopters, exotic animals, and even celebrities. Of course, you can win celebrities. Celebrities aren't their own people after all. They're much easier to win than an average person. They're owned by their studios and contracts already. Most of them get bought to marry. You don't think celebrities actually date and marry for love, did you? Hardly. Some of them are even paired together for other people's entertainment, especially co-stars. Because, pet, it's fun to play with people's lives. Why would they mind anyway? It's not like they're part of the elite. They have to do tricks in front of a camera for their money. They're told what to do, what to wear, and what to say. They're slightly smarter circus animals. The elite wouldn't waste our time playing dress up and pretend. We have better things to be doing. Enough about that. If you're eyeing a celebrity, you better not tell me, unless you want me to use them as target practice. Now, anything you see. If I'm not mistaken, you just glanced at those exotic flowers over there. You've never seen anything like them, have you? Alright, that will be my first game. It's only a few million. The pot. Take your place under the table at my feet with the rest of the house pets. Understand? Good, pet. He walks the table. Evening. I'll take the next round. There's a time skip. He puts his cards down. That was almost too easy. It's almost like you wanted me to win. Have a house pet take my winnings to my holding room and get in touch with me sometime next week. I want a garden of these. He gets up. Come, pet. More to see. The listener gets up and they both start walking away. Oh, pet. Have you been so overwhelmed by me and the luxury around you that you haven't noticed the gifts we've been given have been taken? House pets are running around this entire event, keeping our hands empty and putting things in a designated holding room for us. I'll have it emptied and taken home at the end of the day. They walk towards the sound of water and boats, specifically smaller yachts. Ah, this is new. Gigi was telling me about this. Very good, pet. They are boats. They're miniaturized yachts. Having the full-sized yachts here would be a waste of space and look absurd on the venue's lake. So, they had these versions developed to show off their designs, key features, and tease a test drive. Let's try out one, shall we? If you like one enough, and you promise to continue to behave, I'll see about getting you one to spend time on so you can build your resistance to any seasickness. So I can take you out to sea, pet. What else? It wouldn't do me any good if you were sick. It would make playing with you a lot more difficult. Now come, stay close. And that is the end of that script. I think I will end here. So, thank you very much for stopping by. And I'll see you guys Monday for the Valley Boy Liam. So remember to check out the content on YouTube and Patreon if you're interested in these audios. And take care.